Listen. We got breaking news in the NBA right now. We ain't gonna waste no time with the people. Listen, New York City is going down. Point blank, period. The Knicks right now are taking calls on Mitchell Robinson. Who would have seen this coming? Mitchell Robinson probably thought he was going to be the last one left. You know, he damn near was prematurely celebrating. But listen, a new day has dawned upon us in New York City. Listen, we got Carl Anthony Towns in the house, y'all. You see, we got Mikal, we got OG, and listen, it's going down. Now, this is big time business right now, man, because this is sending shockwaves. The Knicks are taking calls on that big man because nobody knows what's going on with Mitchell Robinson. His health has been up in the air. It's been crazy. He's been struggling to stay healthy. Last season, he played in 31 games due to ankle injury. Robinson was able to play in the postseason against Philly in the first round, but he re-aggravated the injury after a little tussle with Joel Embiid. I'm hearing reports that the Knicks could be on the phone with the Detroit Pistons. Jalen Duren, I'm hearing Stewart's name. You understand? I'm hearing some names. But point blank, period, they may need a center next to Carl Anthony Towns. We all know Carl Anthony Towns don't like to play the five, but in New York City, he might have to get a little gritty. We're going to find out. I got my man Phonics in the house with me. Phonics, we got breaking news in the NBA involving Mitch. We're going to get into Mitch. But what's your thoughts on this whole Knicks situation? We know you're a lifelong Knicks fan. The Knicks, they made a blockbuster. What the heck is going on out here in New York City?
Well, what they're doing is very smart. They've came to the realization that they don't want to waste Jalen Brunson's prime years, so they want to surround him with talent to win. And Mitchell Robinson is not talent conducive to winning. He cannot stay healthy, so he needs to be gone. And I'm glad they're doing this before the season. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad about all the moves they're making. They clearly want to win now. They clearly they want to improve. They're trying to capitalize on what happened last year and that ride. You know what I'm saying? Which was great. It ended prematurely, but it's clearly they don't want to burn Jalen Brunson out. You know what I'm saying? He's their cash cow. He's now the face of the franchise, and they want to make sure that they surround him with help so he doesn't have to do everything himself. We found him doing that in the playoffs last year. He was single-handedly holding it down. You know what I'm saying? And I wish they would have kept DiVincenzo though. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they got Towns and they're saying he can shoot the three too. So whatever. But yeah, I'm glad to see Julius Randle gone. I'm definitely glad, and I'll be glad to see Mitchell Robinson gone sooner than later.
Right. You speaking about DiVincenzo. How big of a loss was DiVincenzo? Because it was at times during the postseason, he was the only one who could make a shot. He saved us countless times when the Knicks went cold from 3-point arc. What's your thoughts on the loss of DiVincenzo?
Yeah, that's a heavy loss, man. He brought a lot of spark when he came in the game, man, and he has a lot of heart. You know what I'm saying? He plays with a lot of energy. But I guess when it comes to big trades like that, you got to do what you got to do, man. You know what I'm saying? So they clearly, they clearly see the upside with Towns. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm not clear why Minnesota wanted to let him go, but that's another video. But I mean, clearly, they seeing Towns as that guy. Who knows, man? I'm sure there's another shooter out there in the market, and Bridges can shoot as well.
You right about that. I'm high on Bridges too. Remember, Bridges was the number one option up there in Brooklyn. So I mean that's what I'm saying. The Knicks rolling hot this season. Not $1 million question. Obviously we got to get the Mitch. What they're gonna do with him? Obviously they need a big man. You're not gonna trade Mitchell Robinson for a guard. You don't need another wing. You got to get a center in there. What's your thoughts on them possibly competing with Boston? Are you ready to pause for a second, or do you think this team legitimately could compete with the Boston Celtics?
I do, I do. I think we may need one more piece in there. Yeah, I do. Barring health, because I think health is everything, man. Health is everything. Boston, they was just clicking on all cylinders, man. Last year, do I see them repeating? No, I don't see them repeating. I don't see that happening. But it's also a lot of other scenarios. But I think New York is now a team that should be feared in the East, man. They should be feared, and they should be picked potentially coming out the East, man. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think they upgraded with getting Cat, man. You know what I'm saying? And we'll do a whole lot better once we can get rid of Mitchell Robinson as well.
Yeah, like I said, they got to do something with Mitchell Robinson, man. He got to get rid of this dead weight. He has not been healthy, for the New York Knicks. They cannot continue to, play ping pong here. They don't have the time. Clearly, they want to maximize Jalen Brunson's time, and clearly they're doing that. Brunson, he took less money too, and he the captain. But so I mean, it is what it is. So clearly, another guy we got to get into is Julius Randle. Now I know Randle, he's leaving New York, not on the best of notes, but he did spearhead the change here, Phonics. I want to date. I know that he wasn't able to perform in the postseason. But you remember when they lost out on Zion. Everybody thought they was going to get Zion. They ended up with R.J. Barrett, and then they got Julius. They were calling him the poor man Zion. Julius came here and shook up New York and got him back to the postseason. What's your thoughts on Julius Randle? How will he be remembered as a Knick as he's headed to Minnesota?
I mean, yeah. I mean, he had time in service. He did his thing. You know what I'm saying? But still, I mean, it don't matter. The past don't matter, man. We deal in the future. You know what I'm saying? We deal in, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? What's going on currently. And what's going on currently is, you know what I'm saying? We got new players. We got Cat, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to make a run. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You absolutely
and I'm going to say this too real quick. You know what I'm saying? Look, we had the Carmelos there. We had the Patrick Ewings there. We've had all these great players, but what it didn't equal up to was championships. So, yeah, you can celebrate these dudes all day, give them standing ovation, but they didn't win nothing. We got to win something, man. You know what I'm saying? We need players that's going to leave that legacy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, man. It's going to be interesting, man. I'm surprised that the Knicks have been this ultra aggressive here, in that traction. How do they feel, going up against Philly? Because Towns, he walking smack dead in the East right now. We rolled in there with Embiid and them. What about Miami? They always a team to look out for. Everybody's sleeping on Milwaukee. What's the team out there that's a wild card that we need to keep our eyes on? Because it seemed like the Knicks, we've always made mistakes, focusing on one specific team, and then we fool around and lose to Indiana because we was caught up with Miami. I remember the good old days. What team do we need to keep our eyes on right now?
Who you just said, Indiana. Indiana. I'm not worried about Miami. Miami is a ship that's waiting to sink. It's going to be. It might not happen right now, but it might happen mid-season. Some people are going to be gone, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not worried about them either, man. They're not no threat. They can't stay healthy. They can't get over the hump.
They got George.
Yeah, well, look, I'm not sold on Paul George. I'm not on that hype train like everybody else. He ain't been that guy since he left Indiana. You know what I'm saying? He another one who can't stay healthy. I ain't sold on that dude.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Listen, bottom line is the New York Knicks, they making moves. They are on the phone right now taking calls on Mitchell Robinson. I could see a deal happening as soon as, this week. Get off of him. Get what you can for him now, because Lord knows when he's coming back or if he's going to stay healthy. Cash in now. It's Flight Sports TV. Make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button if you want more Knicks news, updates, and more.